Hello everyone, welcome to another tech vlog. This is one and only Jabardada speaking, and today I'm going to do a quick and short review about my Sony FDR X3000, and I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to explain why you should buy this camera in 2019 instead of GoPro 7. So without further talking, let's go straight to the main point. So basically this camera has been released back in 2016 or in mid 2016, and also the pre-ancestor of this camera was the X1000V. So Sony introduced so many good features in that camera, and after that when they upgraded that camera to this FDR X3000, they have added very good features, and also they have introduced the 4K in you can record in 100 megabytes per second, which is pretty neat and super duper, where you can do super quality super editings and everything what you want. Because of this 100 megabyte will give you so many opportunities to play with the footages. So that is why this FDR X3000 was ruling the action camera market. But that time the only competitor it has was the GoPro 5. There is no point to compare GoPro 5 with this camera, and after that GoPro 6 has came, and also the GoPro 7. Still people are comparing those GoPro's cameras with this FDR X3000, because this camera is such a piece of brilliance. Everything is here, everything. Anyways, I'm going to talk about the GoPro 7 and FDR X3000, that why I had chosen the FDR X3000 instead of the GoPro 7. So basically the best thing about the GoPro 7 is the recording of the GoPro 7 is very good at daytime. It records super fine, and also they introduced the hyper smooth options, which will give you the super smooth video quality, where you don't have to use the gimbal for making it smooth and everything. And also they have added the hyperless system. So in that case GoPro 7 was pretty good, but the main problem comes is the low light video recording. See, basically in my case, what I do, I go outside most of the time at night, and also I do cycling, motorcycling and all those other stuff, especially at night time. So I was looking for such camera, action camera especially, which I can record at night at low light. So it must be good in low light, not the best, but at least it will work fine. So in that case I was looking for such camera, but I had two options, which was GoPro 7 and the FDR X3000. So I found it that GoPro 7 records pretty bad at low light, and when you turn on the hyper smooth option at low light, the whole footage just looks so bad, and the noise level you can see by your own eyes. That's the baddest thing about the GoPro 7. And the second thing, which is the external port for the mic, which they don't have. So GoPro introduced a new adapter which you have to it's a big one, it's very large, and it's very annoying to record with, keep it with the camera all the time. It's almost the same size of the camera, so it's pretty annoying, to be honest. And that's the two most baddest thing about the GoPro 7, which forced me to not buy the GoPro 7. So then I found out the FDR X3000. There were so many people telling me that go for the FDR X3000, it's pretty good. And after that I watched more than maybe 100 reviews of FDR X3000, that how it records and what's the quality and everything, and I found it out that it's the best camera. This was the one like I was looking for. First of all, it records pretty fine at night. At low light, it's the footages are really good, the noise levels are very less, and also the shape, I really like the shape. It looks robotic sort of, it really looks fine. And also it got the Zeiss lens, and the best part of this camera is the BOS system. BOS means balance optical stabilization, which gives this +1 over GoPro 7. GoPro do the stabilization in the electronic stabilization, and FDR X3000, the stabilization, it has the optical stabilization. So regarding stabilization, FDR wins without any doubt. So I'm going to add some footages recorded by this camera in 1080p 60 frame rate per second at the end of this video, so you can guess like how the video quality is and everything. But in my case, I will tell you guys that it's the best camera still you can buy in 2019. So still people don't use the 4K that much, so 1080p is fine for everyone, most of us, like more than 90% of us. So in that case I can say in 1080p 60 frame per second this camera records pretty neat and clean, and I would suggest everyone, if you guys want to buy budget action camera, I believe this is the best action camera to buy. So that's it. I'm going to add the footages at the end of this video. Till then, if you guys want to know something else about this camera, I believe I don't have to explain nothing about this camera, how the options are and everything. You can find it in YouTube. If you search for it, you can find more than 100 videos about this camera, specifically for this camera, about its option and everything. So I don't have to explain nothing about this camera. And if you guys have any question, you can just comment below and you can ask me straight. So based on that, I can make any kind of videos. And in the next video, I'm going to do the review of the Boya mic which I bought for this camera. And because oh, I forgot to tell you guys that you don't need external adapter for this camera, because there is 3.5mm jack here, so you can add any kind of external mic with it without adding any kind of adapter. So that's the big plus point. So just open this part and plug in any external mic, you're good to go. So that's the best thing about this camera. It will be very helpful for motovlog and everything. You don't have to carry extra adapter with this camera. So overall, this camera is pretty neat and I really like the shape and everything. And yeah, just comment below if you have any kind of questions, and I will love to answer all the questions if you have any. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Take care. Bye bye. Peace.
Awesome.